You know, that word balance is important, I think, because even in your personal life, you know, you're married, you have a personal life. How do you balance such a time-consuming career with family?
It's very tough.
Yeah,
it really is.
Sure.
You know, I really can't sugarcoat it. It takes a lot of work.
Right.
And it takes a lot of work to keep your relationships going, because time away, you know, is tremendous. So it takes an understanding family.
Right.
I'm fortunate. My husband is retired from the department, so he knows.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And so he knew me. You know, by my promoting, he knew what to expect. But you never quite really accept it, you know.
Right.
And so it's a balancing act. So I've been very fortunate, and you know, so things are going well. But there are days that are a little long.
Yeah. You know, if you weren't busy enough, you're also an advocate for breast cancer awareness.
Yes.
You're a survivor yourself.
Yes.
When you found out that you had breast cancer, what first went through your mind, and how did you handle that?
It was a day I'll never forget. It was in 2007. It was actually in March, and at the time of my career, I was an aide at our headquarters unit. I was a lieutenant, and I knew that I was being looked at for possibly a captain position somewhere down the road. So this was kind of weighing on my mind, and then I went in for a routine mammogram, and let's do an ultrasound right now. What? You know, so all those things were occurring like all at one time.
Right.
And then I was on a Friday afternoon. I got a call from one of my doctors and said, "Has Dr. Evans called you?" Which is the surgeon. And I said, "No." Well, she will be. And I'm like, what the? And so that day I found out that I had breast cancer, and went from there. That very same afternoon, I got a call from the assistant sheriff congratulating me on being promoted to captain.
Oh my!
So it was quite a roller coaster ride.
I bet in one day.
Yeah, and you know, and I got to interview for the job here, and thank God, I feel very blessed that I was able to, you know, that they chose me to be the captain here. But it was a roller coaster ride, and then, you know, now I have to start treatment.
Right.
I had 3 surgeries. I had 7 weeks of radiation. I'd go to radiation and then come into work every day, and you know, so I didn't miss any time, other than maybe a day here or there after the surgeries and stuff.
Right.
But it was like, I hit the ground running, and I didn't want that to be a stumbling block, and I think it was my way of dealing with it, you know, to where if I focused on the job, if I focused on all that, then, you know, I'm not going to worry about it.
Right.
But Lord, yes, I was worried, and, you know, so was my husband, and I was blessed that we caught it so early.
I was just going to ask you that because I know that you're, you know, a huge advocate. We've been out at rallies
American Cancer
with you.
Society,
Yes.
yeah.
You caught it early. Just talk about how very important that is for women, because I think that people tend to think, well, it's not going to happen to me.
Too many people think that.
Yeah.
And not just with breast cancer, but with anything.
Right.
The sooner you can go do routine, you know, lab work or routine mammograms, routine, you know, colonoscopies when you're over 50, you know, that kind of thing, it's going to save your life. And it literally, you know, mine, it came back 6 months later at a higher grade, and they were still able to you know, to capture it and zap it out, and, you know, and so everything's been fine, and, you know, I'm cancer-free today, so thank God. But,
that's great.
You know, but it is the pre-screening. And if I hadn't been going in, the kind of cancer, you know, that it is, it could have, by the time you have symptoms,
right,
it's too late.
Because you didn't feel anything.
No,
you
I had nothing.
You didn't feel sick.
It's simply cells, you know, so it's not even a tumor or anything.
Well, we're glad you got past that.
Well, thank you. Me too.
No, that's a great one, and of course to inspire and encourage other women, again, because it's so important, and people just kind of tend to put that under the carpet.
People cannot ignore it.
Right, they can. And I think today almost everybody knows someone or someone in their family who's been touched by cancer.
It's just amazing, and that's. Now, you've heard me talk sometimes, and you know, I was touched when I was in junior high. My grandfather passed away from cancer.
My father as well.
Yeah, and to watch the deterioration is just horrible. You know, so it impacts you, your whole life. You know, and then all of a sudden, for you to have it, you just go, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, exactly. What's going on here?
I didn't sign up for this.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? But you just, as with anything, you know, life is life.
That's right.
And you just have to learn to deal with it. And I'm very fortunate. I've always had a positive attitude.
Yes, definitely.
Been kind of internally happy, and so even in the face of bad things, shall I say, I've been able to at least rebound.
Well, and speaking of life, you are now being promoted to commander. Talk about that process. This is amazing. And again, I don't want to harp on the woman thing, but this has got to be very unique for women to be promoted to commander.
It is. There's still, percentage-wise, there's still not that many.
Amazing.
So I'm very, very honored. I feel I've done a very good job in my career, and I know Sheriff Baca. When he was chief, I worked for him and I was a deputy. So I got to know him a little bit there, and so throughout the years we've had a really good relationship, and he's very proud of what I've done. And so it was a month ago now that they gave me the intent list, and so I had to go down to the headquarters and wait around for the sheriff, and he finally called me in and gives me a hug and says, "Ro, because you've done such a great job, I want to promote you to commander, and I want to leave you in Region 2." And so I'm like, that means overseeing this whole area still.
Right.
And so I'm just so proud. I'm honored. I'm very happy. At the same time, it's bittersweet.
Right.
Because I don't want to leave.
I know. And I wanted to ask you about that. What do you think you're going to miss most about just
People.
being here?
Oh, I'm gonna miss having a command, to where I am running the ship. To now I get to go do projects and more admin work and work for a chief and and things. But
right.
But there's reasons for everything, and I'm going to take it and do what I can with it. And if I'm lucky, maybe I'll promote to chief before I retire. But I'm looking at anywhere from probably 3 to 6 years before I start looking at retirement.
Wow. Well, I think it's more about you as a person, what you've accomplished, and who you are than anything else, because your demeanor is very different, and it shows with your guys and your women that are here.
They're happy here. Yeah.
They are happy here. Okay, now when you're not here and you're not doing wonderful things in the world, what are you doing for you? What do you love to do? Hobbies, interests?
I haven't had a vacation for a while, but
we have to work on that.
When we do go, I love the Eastern Sierras. I've done a lot of backpacking in the past, a lot of camping, fishing, photography. Things like that. Love relaxing. I enjoy some fine wine.
Okay.
Enjoy cooking.
That's nice.
And like to visit the wineries in the Central Coast and up north occasionally. So, yes, I do find time for some fun. And they have grandkids, and they keep us busy too. So sometimes I wonder how much time there is in a day. But
I know. Sometimes it's so difficult because you just think, wait a second, is it already Wednesday? Is it already, because the week goes by so fast.
And I do feel I've missed out on some things, but overall, if I look at my life, I feel very fortunate, and I'm very blessed to be able to do something like this, now promoting, as well as have a wonderful life. So.
Well, Ro, we're going to hold you to coming back and visiting us, because we're going to miss you terribly. But thank you for spending some time with us and sharing your story, because I think that you are an inspiration to so many people to go out and fall in love with your career and just excel the way you have is amazing.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I love the relationship we've had throughout the years.
Great.
And also, something I can say is everybody can make a difference. If just one person can make a difference. And if you have that kind of attitude, you can go forward.
And that will do it for today's show. A very special thank you to Commander Ronene for sharing her story with us today. We wish her nothing but continued success. I'm Maria Sorreo, and we will see you next time around the Peninsula.